Hello, singing friends. Welcome back to my channel. It's Mickey here, your friendly neighborhood singing coach. Today I'm going to be doing a reaction request from Michael Gehrman, and he asked me to look at Iommi Meet. And he wrote, in 2000, Tony Iommi, the creative, legendary lead guitarist and music writer for Black Sabbath, did a solo project over a period of about 5 years. Each song features a different singer so that listeners can experience what Black Sabbath would have sounded like with different singers and other backing musicians. Many top singers of the time applied to be included. My understanding is that Iommi even turned down Eminem, and each singer wrote their own Sabbath-style lyrics to accompany Iommi's music. The best song and vocal performance from the album, in my opinion, is Meet, featuring Deborah Anne Dyer, aka Skin, from the British band Skunk Anansi. This is a lyric video. Fantastic vocals here. All right, so very interesting concept for an album to have guest star singers. And let's hear what it sounds like. Without further ado, let's dive right in.
You taste what you want from me. You taste all of the gristle from the bones I need to stand up to you, to live up to fools. It's too troubling. Can't take what you like from me. Can't take all of the vision that your money gives. Don't be careless now. Just a pretty debate and cool covering.
Just gonna pause it there for a moment. So a few initial impressions. I wonder if this is like a high fidelity recording that somebody uploaded, because it does sound a little bit low quality, you know, like everything is kind of like trembling a little bit, which is usually a sign that it's like they slightly changed the tempo in order to like avoid a copyright strike. But I also think that she is singing with a certain amount of like tremolo in her voice. Hold on one sec. Turn on Do Not Disturb. Sorry.
Okay. Do Not Disturb is now on.
So there is like a certain amount of like hesitancy and vibrato in her voice. And I wouldn't even say like vibrato, because it's more of just like a tremble, like a tremulousness, you know, which gives it this like really nice emotive quality where it's almost like it's so emotional it sounds like she's gonna like start crying or something, you know. But I think part of that is stylistic and part of it is the fidelity of the recording, and they're kind of combining to make it like extra trembly because the background instruments are also kind of doing that. But I really like the way that she's singing, because it's not like technically she's trying to sing with perfection or something, you know what I mean? It's just like loaded with emotion, and the passion and the emotion is what's really paramount here and prominent. And I always love that. It like immediately like gets you and you're like, ooh, what's this? You know, like this person really like has to tell me something, and they're like full of emotion and they're about to start crying. So I better like listen, you know?
You can't hide, no, you can't hide the way you feel. You're just dead inside this need, but just smothering. You can't run, no, you just don't crash and cry, without asking questions why. It's all crumbling.
Cool. So explosive power on that chorus. I also really like the rhythm, the scansion of the da 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 da, that like dotted rhythm, you know, it's not straight. Yeah, very cool so far. I like it a lot. And I really like the lyrics too, the way that they rhyme, but they're not like obvious and trite. Like there's a lot in there. I definitely want to go back and read them and do more of a deep dive.
Dark eyes, beauty's never cheap. Dark hair, dark lips, maybe that I want to cheat. See my sorry face in this love that fails. It's all good for me. Slick baby, that ain't boring and slick. Ray strong is the ego that I want to test. In your head of lights, got me down to size. It's so credible.
I really like how you can hear the breath behind her voice here, right? Da, 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 da. So, you know, when you're singing, you've got two vocal folds, and when you completely adduct them or zip them up and bring them together, you get a clean tone, right? That ah, when they come together a little bit more lightly, you hear that breath ah behind the tone. And that's actually a very hard way to sing, because the more air you have, the more your vocal folds get dried out, and it's harder to hold pitch too when you're not connected. And then I also like how she does the variation on the melody here. She goes up on the second half of this verse, and she's also kind of like leaning into her nasopharynx and getting some like nasality when she gets a little bit louder. So very nice technique here.
You can't hide, no, you can't hide the way you feel. You just get inside your sleep. You're just mothering. You can't run, no, you just stumble, crash and cry without asking questions why.
Cool. So I really like the background vocals there that kind of give that like epic ah behind that epic guitar solo. Very cool. That's a cool riff. So I really like how she's going really high, right? Yeah, she's doing the whole range from high to really low. She had a quite complex little riffy poo there. So she's doing some really cool stuff vocally, not simple stuff.
You can't hide, no, you can't hide the way you feel. You just get inside your sleep. Just mothering. You can't run, no, you just stumble, crash and cry without asking questions why. So criminal. You can't hide, no, you can't hide the way you feel. You just get inside your sleep.
Very cool. So overall, I really was impressed by that. I think when you're singing with a band that's that powerful, sometimes it's hard for a female voice to resonate loudly enough over that, and she really pulls it off. You can hear her really, really well. She's got great power on the chorus. Other things that I was impressed by are just the range of techniques that she's using and the range of her vocals, how high she's going, how low she's going, and the control that she has. I also really like the tasteful background vocals. There were some harmonies in there. There was some layering, especially at the end, but it wasn't like everywhere. Not every line was harmonized, and I think that really added a lot without distracting from the power of the main vocal. All right, so it's, you taste what you want from me, you taste all the gristle from the bones I need. I like that because it's very like meat, you know, when you eat meat, you taste the gristle on the bones. To stand up to you, to live up to fools, it's too troubling. Can't take what you like from me, can't take all the vision that your money thieves. Don't be careless now, just a pretty babe, a cool covering. You can't hide, no, you can't hide the way you feel. You're just dead inside this meat that you're smothering. You can't run, no, you just stumble, crash, and cry without asking questions why it's all crumbling. So I really like that because it's kind of fun, or disturbing at least, to like think about, we're just traveling around in these meat suits and our like souls are in here, you know? Dark eyes, beauty's never cheap. Dark hair, dark lips, maybe that I want to cheat. See my sorry face in this love that fails. It's all good for me. Slick baby that ain't worrying. Slick rage. Strong as the ego that I want to test in your head of lies. Cut me down to size. It's all credible. You can't hide. No, you can't hide the way you feel. You're just dead inside this meat that you're smothering. You can't run, no, you just stumble, crash, and cry without asking questions why. Pure fear that you're falling for, these tears thick in the sadness that was running before, welling up in dread for a softer bed, I'm not worrying. You're so sane, all the lines you shed, so cool, so good, the picture for those crazy hoods. Got this gun for keeps, stick it in this meat, I'm not hurrying. And then it repeats the chorus. So very like disturbing lyrics, you know, open for interpretation. It's not like literal, obviously. I like the metaphor, you know, that we're all meat and yeah, we're just smothering in like a meat suit basically. But it's also like unclear the relationship between the protagonist and who they're singing to. There's obviously like something like adversarial going on. It's not like a nice love song, right? And I feel like sometimes love and lust and all of those things are ugly, you know? And there is a distinction between like lust, which is just between your meat suits, and true love, which is more elevated and spiritual, you know? So overall, I think like the ugly imagery is a little bit like sensual and bodily, and that's cool. It definitely gets my attention, and I think it matches the way that she's singing, where it's not like pretty and perfect. It's more just like visceral and like guttural in places, and animalistic. So I like it. I think it's really interesting. She's got an awesome voice. Very, very cool. I hope that you enjoyed my analysis. I'll see you guys here next time. Until then, take care. And of course, happy singing. Bye.